Hello and welcome to Risty Sports on Trust TV. I am Emmanuel Fashimi. That was the Flamingos of Nigeria in the first leg of the Under-17 FIFA World Cup for women against the Liberian girls right there at the Samuel Doe Stadium. The first leg ended 4-1 in favor of the Nigerian girls, taking a very big step, a giant one. Just towards the second leg, it now looks like a mere formality that will go down here in the city of Abuja, and probably they will qualify for the Under-17 World Cup. We know that the last edition that was held in India, Nigeria came back home with the bronze medal. So let's see this time around if they can go further than that. Though they have to play Liberia second leg and then qualify for the World Cup, the group stages and what have you, before we start talking about the team bringing back the gong. That is the Under-17 Women's World Cup. In the men's version, we've won it more times than any other country, aside Brazil, who is following Nigeria in winning the Under-17 Men's World Cup couple of times. But for the girls, let's see how far it goes. You can see the jubilation after that victory with the fans at the Samuel Doe Stadium in Monrovia, Liberia. On that note, I welcome you to the show proper. We'll be looking at that story and other stories on the show. And I have Samuel Ahmed. Okay, when they are ready, they will be joining me on the show. But let's quickly go straight to Liberia. That is the Flamingos of Nigeria under the tutelage of Coach Bankole Olowokere, making a very bold statement in the first leg of the FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup qualifier. First leg in Monrovia, Liberia, beating the Liberian girls 4-1 in that particular game. You saw on the screen, you saw the jubilation, how the team was dancing with the fans in the stadium. It showed this girl actually prepared. They left the shores of this country on Thursday, and they were in Liberia. They got to Liberia, prepared for this particular game. Before then, they've been in camp here in Abuja, putting some finishing touches to their tactics, to their skills, and what they really want to do in this game. So we are not surprised that this emphatic win coming from the girls right there in Liberia is not a surprising thing, because they have actually prepared. We know against Burkina Faso after the first leg in Mali, where Burkina Faso actually, it was an adopted ground for them, and later on came to Abuja 7-1, 6-1 it ended, and in aggregate it was 7-1 in aggregate for the Nigerian girls. And for Liberia, they defeated Senegal in the second leg of their own qualifiers to face Nigeria in the last round of qualification. Well, congratulations to Coach Bank Olowokere. Congratulations to the Flamingos for doing a great job and getting the maximum win and setting one foot in the FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup qualifier. Let's see how far they can go and what definitely. Okay, all right. We have Jamil ready right about now to join us on the show this morning. Welcome to 360 Sports, Jamil.
Thank you. Good morning.
Hello, are you there?
Yes, I'm here with you. I can hear you clearly.
Okay,
good morning.
Okay, I can hear you, but please speak louder a bit so that we can hear you loud and clear. Now, our girls, the Under-17 women's team of Nigeria, beating Liberian girls. That is the Under-17 team of Liberia. First leg 4-1 in that for the Under-17 Women's World Cup qualifier. What's your take about this? And I know you are happy. You are a happy man right now for these girls achieving this feat right there in Monrovia, Liberia.
Well, I think it's one step forward, and this is what we've always been craving for as a fans, and the support that we have always been giving, and what we only needed is nothing but victory. So I'm glad, and as well, I think many Nigerians as well. We are also glad, and we wish them that they can just progress to the next round. That is our wish. So I'm very, very excited with such kind of win.
Okay, you are excited with such kind of win. The girls in the last edition in India,
Definitely.
like I said, they came back home with the bronze medal, which is actually a very good one for the Nigerian team.
Yes.
All right, like I said, congratulations to Coach Bankole Olowokere. Congratulations to the girls, the under-17 team of Nigeria, for this emphatic victory. The return leg will be played here in the city of Abuja, and let's see. Definitely, it looks like it's going to be, well, football, anything can happen because we've seen this kind of deficit overturned. If you can remember, in club football, in European club football, they actually did that. That is Barcelona against PSG. So, we have Samuel Amedu joining us this morning also. Samuel, welcome to 360 Sports on Trust. Okay, we have Samuel Amedu is not ready yet. When he's ready, he will join us on the show. Okay, let's move ahead. Let's go straight to Enugu State. That is where the NNL Super 8 is ongoing. The Super 8 is the promotional playoff in the Nigerian National League, where teams are being promoted to the NPFL, Nigerian Premier Football League, in the country. And we have matches. It started on Saturday, and we have games that were played. We have games that were played on Saturday right there at the Cathedral, that is Nnamdi Azikiwe Stadium in Enugu State. We have the likes of Nasarawa United, Ekanemi Warriors. Nasarawa United and Ekanemi Warriors were the first team to play on Saturday, and it went in favor of Nasarawa United. 1-0 that game ended, courtesy of Moyo Hassan, 25th minute free kick in that particular game. Sporting Supreme of Abuja, we are happy that they got started on the winning note, also beating Sokoto United 1-0. And Beyond Limits and Madiba FC, it was 2-1 against Madiba. And the two teams from Lagos, that is Ikorodu City and Int'l Lagos, played a 1-1. The Northern Conference and the Southern Conference are doing battle. It's a round-robin game. After now, the top two teams from this, the conferences, from the two conferences, will play in the final and definitely know who is going to lift, who's going to win the NNL title for 2023-2024 league season. Jamil, please, let's look at this particular competition. It's a promotional playoff. And we saw games in the course of over the weekend. Ekanemi Warriors, Nasarawa United, Int'l Lagos against Ikorodu City. We also have Madiba. We have Madiba FC, Sporting Supreme, all of them in action on Saturday. But for our own, we know Nasarawa is close to FCT, and we also have FCT team Supreme, who started on a bright note. What's your take about the 4 games that were played on Saturday?
Well, this weekend, I missed the actions this weekend, so I might not really have much to react as far as Nigerian football is concerned. I was away this weekend, so I missed the action. I only came back to see the results of the fixtures.
Okay, the result of the fixture, and we have the result of the fixture is on the screen. Ekanemi Warriors 0, Nasarawa United 1, Sokoto United 0, Sporting Supreme of Abuja 1, Beyond Limits 2, Madiba FC 1, and Ikorodu City 1, Int'l Lagos 1. But something actually happened after that in the game between Ekanemi Warriors and Nasarawa United. A goal was scored from the penalty spot, and after the player had the rebound, went in, but the referee cancelled it for some reasons, and Ekanemi Warriors were not really happy about it. And as it stands right now, they have been fined by the organizer, that is NNN, Nigeria National League. They've hammered the Ekanemi Warriors some fine, and as it stands, they are still playing in the Super 8. But because of the misconduct in that particular game, now NNN hammer has fallen on Ekanemi Warriors for indecent conduct. Like I said, a goal was scored, and a goal was scored, but though the referee disallowed it, and that was what actually caused the whole uproar. Do you think NNL fining Ekanemi Warriors is a good one for a team, for there at this point in time that they are still playing in the Super 8?
Well, I think they are going to learn from this because what we all like to enjoy is, we have to be professional in all our dealings. And I think even our economic warriors, they saw this kind of decision. They saw it coming. This is what the coaches and the crew have always been preparing the players for, to be well disciplined about their profession. I mean, the decision might not be in their favor, but nevertheless, I think they have to be very, very well composed with this kind of situation because one way or the other, eventually, is still going to happen. So I think this decision, it's a good one from the NNL, and well, I think economic warriors will learn from this so that such kind of things is not going to occur in the nearest future.
Yes, such kind of things will not occur in the nearest future. We are trying to see how we can reduce indecent conduct or even make sure we have a lasting solution to indecent conduct in our various leagues. It's not healthy at all if we really want to grow. All right,
yes,
match day 2 in the Nigerian National League. Let's quickly go over the fixture. Already one fixture is, as we speak, is almost wrapped up or done and dusted. That game between Madiba FC and Int'l Lagos. Madiba FC winning that 2-1 against Int'l Lagos. That game is already, I think, done and dusted for Madiba FC. They won that game 2-1 against Int'l Lagos, and as we speak, the second game we start very few minutes away from now. Beyond limit, we play Kurudu City, Nasarawa United against Sokoto United. That's this in the Northern Conference. Ekaneme Warriors, who have been fined by the Nigeria National League body, we play Sporting Supreme of Abuja. For Nasarawa United and Sporting Supreme, both of them have 3 points apiece in the Northern Conference, and they will also be looking for a win to consolidate and on that particular one. Let's see how it goes because Sporting Supreme is our own. It's long overdue. We want to really have an MPFL team from the city of Abuja. The last time we had the FCC in the last season promotional playoff, but they couldn't do that. Let's see if Sporting Supreme can't do it this time around and get us at least have a team from the FCT playing in the MPFL. That's the goal of Moyo Hassan in that particular game. That is Nasarawa United. 25-minute free kick from for Moyo Hassan. All right, let's leave the National League quickly. We've seen the fixture. Madiba Int'l Lagos has ended 2-1 in favor of Madiba FC. Another fixtures will come up later from now. All right, let's go straight to the Nigerian Premier Football League. It is match day 35 in the Nigerian Premier Football League, and actions over the weekend and across the various venues in the country. And Nigerian League, as we speak, is getting hot. Like I said, I always say, it's getting hotter and interesting. And teams are trying to get points at the relegation zone. Teams trying to win the title. Teams trying to survive to stay in the league. All right, let's look at this story quickly. We have Sunshine Stars beat Aqua United as Lobby edged Remo Stars at the Lafia Township Stadium. Again, that is a Lobby against Remo Star. That game was played at the Lafia Township Stadium in Nasarawa State. A good one for Lobby Stars coming after recording some mixed results in past weeks. But they are back to winning ways against the almighty Remo Stars, and that actually dented Remo Stars' hope of pushing ahead in the Nigerian Premier Football League table. Let's quickly look at the result. Let's look at the result of match day 35 in the Nigerian Premier Football League. Let's have the full result, and after that we'll be looking at the table. We have Kano Pillars against Niger Tornadoes at the Sani Abacha Stadium in Kano. 1-1. Katsina United trashed Gombe United, already technically relegated. That is for Gombe United. 4-0. Plateau United beat Kwara United at the Jos Township Stadium. 2-0. Bayelsa United and Sporting Lagos. It was 2-2 at the Samsi Siasia Stadium in Yenegua. Lobby Stars, like I said, beat Remo Stars 3-2. Rivers United picked Shooting Stars of Battle 1-0. Abia Warriors and Bendel Insurance played a goalless draw. Sunshine Stars beat Aqua United 2-0, and Heartland FC of Owerri 3-1 against Doma United. And the game between the table topper and the second that game was abandoned, as you can see on your screen. We will go to that particular story, but before we go there, let's look at the table. Let's look at the table, how other teams are standing. Enyimba still remains second with 59 points, and Enugu Rangers still on the first position with 61 points. Those two teams were, in fact, we are going to get to that story. Ramo Stars remain on the third position with 59 points after losing to Lobby Stars. Shooting Stars of Ibadan on the fourth position, 56 points. Lobby Stars have pushed up to the fifth position with 55 points. We have Plateau United sixth with 54 points. We have seventh, Katsina United, 52 points. Rivers United is on the eighth position with 50 points. Bendel Insurance is ninth with 50 points. Kano Pillars stands 10th with 48 points. Let's go to the flip side of the table quickly and see other teams. Sunshine Stars of Akure is on the 11th position, 46 points. Niger Tornadoes 12th with 45 points. Kwara United is 13th with 45 points. Abia Warriors is 14th with 45 points. And we have Aqua United on the 15th position with 43 points. Sporting Lagos 16th with 43 points. Bayelsa United is 17th with 43 points. Doma United is 18th with 43 points. And then Heartland 19th, 35 points. And Gombe United, I don't know the miracle that will happen for Gombe United. As it stands, technically they are already relegated because they cannot meet up. So it's going to be a battle between Kwara United, let me say from Niger Tornadoes down to Doma United till the end of the season. Let's see the teams that will stay in the Nigerian Premier Football League. All right, let's go to the big one of the show this morning. Let's look at this particular story. You saw from that result the game between Enugu Rangers and Enyimba of Aba was abandoned because something actually happened in that game, and it's not a good sign at all. It's not a healthy one for our league. A game that was so interesting in the first half, in the second half, and towards the dying stages of that game, we actually had the issue that caused the game to be abandoned. Definitely. I'm not a referee, but I think players should conduct themselves in an orderly manner, and there are ways of airing your grievances. The league has a body that is organizing it. If you are not satisfied, you have the right to write to the league and what have you. All right, let's quickly look at this particular story. Let's look at this focus where the Oriental derby ended in a drama. I believe Jamil, you at least you must have heard, you saw that game over the weekend, Enyimba and Rangers International,
yes.
And the referee awarded a penalty for Enyimba players to at least contest that, but it went out of hand. Fans in the stadium. Let's before you react to it, let's look at the incident, and then let's look at the fans' reaction. Let's quickly just have that video, a clip of it, so that we'll just look at from the point of view. Jamil, for that particular incident, like I said, I'm not a referee, and I believe you yourself, you are not a referee. But first thing first, for any bad players, do they really do well by walking off the pitch?
Well, in my own opinion, and according to the rules, I don't think that is the best decision, because you have the right, to protest. That is after the game, not when the game is in play. And I believe everyone saw the decision as well. The referee decision has to be followed, and they need to respect the referee decision. Good or bad, they needed to respect that decision. And as an act of professionalism, I don't think the players walking away from the pitch is the best decision. It's a no for me as well. I understand their grievances, but nevertheless, they ought to allow the match, to be in play. And irrespective of whatsoever grievances that they might have had, they should just leave the bodies, to make their decision on the referees and on the match outcome. So walking away from the pitch is not the best decision for me.
Okay, walking away from the pitch is not the best decision. As you can see on the screen, this was the ECD, that is the AR, that's the assistant referee, being protected by the center referee, the CR, and you see Enyimba player walking down to the sideline to actually challenge that. Before you know it, fans of I think fans of both clubs trooping into the stadium. Now, what can we really do to stop? Because we see other leagues, or African leagues, and even European leagues. We don't normally, most especially the European leagues, we don't record something of this nature. I could remember vividly some incidents like this, most especially in the English Premier League. So, what do you think we can do to stamp out this whole menace?
Well, I think as football, we all know that in the world there is one thing that only unites us, and that is football. And the most painful part of this incident is that I think this is the first time that we are going to make such kind of record. I mean, fans came out to support their respective teams. I think, if I'm not mistaken, 20,000 fans watch this match. What I think we needed to do is that we needed the organization, to provide adequate security. If there's adequate and maximum security, the fans wouldn't have even had, the kind of urge to invade the pitch. It is a very, very wrong approach from the fans. We need to conduct, as far as the players need to conduct themselves, the same way the fans also need to conduct themselves as well. We need to let our emotion, we need to let the match to be in play. We understand our emotion as well, as a fan. You'll be hurt when a decision is not in your favor. But we have things to do as a fans. And also, the bodies also have their job to do. And their job to do as a body is to provide maximum and adequate security. That is what I think we need to do. And this is going to be the way forward, because we can't keep going like this. We can't keep going like this as a nation.
Okay, we can't keep going like this. Before we go further, let's quickly look at the video of the fans' reaction, how, what actually the incident, you already seen the incident, what prompted the whole this thing. But let's see how the fans, 20,000 spectators in that stadium, but at the end of the day, a chunk of those, let me say almost all those fans were inside the pitch at the Mday Stadium in Enugu State. Let's quickly have the clip of the fans. How it was, you can see on the screen, somebody carrying a pitch side panel. I don't know who they are chasing. This is not what we want to see in our league. If we say we want to move forward, we cannot move forward with this kind of incidents being recorded in our league. Now, Jeremy, look at the stadium, look at the fans, look at what they are doing. It's a very serious situation. And let's look at the side of Enyimba. We have their chairman, who has played outside this country, who is a legend of this particular sport, that is Nwanko Kano, and I believe he knows all of this. What do you think you should have, at least, maybe in this situation? I know it has gone out of hand, but do you think his presence coming onto that pitch at that particular time when the players were walking off the pitch or trying to talk to the players, do you think his presence would have doused this whole tension, at least bring the whole situation under control?
I think it will even worsen the situation, because when you find this form of situation, the most important thing you need to think is you need to think about your personal security. So in this kind of situation, I don't think the chairman in the name of Kanu Nwako, the legend, there's nothing they can do to stop this kind of situation, because even the security personnel cannot even handle this kind of situation. So I know that he is a big man and a legend, but in this kind of situation whereby the fans were hot with the referee's decision, I don't think he has anything positive, to have by, giving his word in this kind of situation. He needs to only think about his personal security as far as this defense is concerned. It is out of hands already.
Okay, let's actually hear. Let's take a look at this video critically and see the whole crowd, what they were doing, the noise and everything, before we come back to this particular story. Okay, now welcome back from that particular reaction. Now, let me ask you, Jamil, what do you think the MPFL organizers, what should they do? Because at this point in time, I think both teams are culprit of this. But in your own, from your own end, from your own point of view, what do you think the MPFL organizers should do to Enyimba and Enugu Rangers?
In all honesty, I think based on the previous experience that we've had with some European matches, I think the best decision that can really give about this kind of verdict is that they need to be sanctioned. That is just the truth, and that is the fact. Because playing at your home ground and you are unable to control your fans, it attracts a penalty. That is just the honest truth. It attracts a penalty. So both sides, I think both sides need to be sanctioned. That is the way forward. And if they are being sanctioned, this is going to serve as a message to all other teams that is going to prevent another occurrence of this kind of situation.
Okay, this is not the first time we'll be seeing Enyimba with this kind of situation. They did that against Niger Tornadoes, and it now looks as if it's a recurrent situation for Enyimba International of Aba. If you look at it, if you look at this whole scenario from that video, this particular video that is on the screen right now, your own judgment, because what actually prompted is this particular video. From your own judgment, that
yes,
is Obaje, that is the Enugu Rangers international player. If you are the center referee, would you award a penalty for this particular incident?
Well, for me, I don't think this is just a slight contact. I don't think this was a penalty. That is just the honest truth. Because you, as a defender and as a striker, the striker even has, he has the ability to even move ahead, irrespective of any contacts. It's just a slight contact. So, in my own opinion, I don't think this is a penalty. It's too cheap, to be awarded a penalty. As a defender, what he needed to do is he has done it, and it's just a slight contact. There is not too much of contact in this that warrant a penalty. The striker would have just put the ball at the back of the net, and we wouldn't have even been in this situation making this kind of discussion.
Okay, but for a striker, they always look for these kind of opportunities so that they get something out of it for their team. Are you not trying to, in a way, blame Godwin Obaje for actually going down? Because that was a goal-bound ball from that.
As a striker in such critical situation, the only thing that needed to be in your head is how the ball will be into the net. If you watch the movement of the striker, he is very, very down to the pitch compared to even, he has the ability to keep going on. Irrespective of whatsoever contact that might even occur between the defender, he has the ability to try more. The only thing that needed to be at the back of your mind is how the ball will be at the back of the net, not thinking about maybe the defender is definitely going to make a contact. That is, in my own opinion. I understand the fact that some players, some strikers to be precise, have done this kind of things and they have been fortunate with it. But I think he has the ability and he has the edge to put that ball at the back of the net without waiting for the contact of the defender.
Okay, without waiting for the contact of the defender, do you think some referees, we're still dwelling on that, do you think some referees will actually award a penalty or waive it off?
Well, it depends on the view of the ref. If the ref has a proper view of this kind of, of this kind of incident, definitely it's not going to be a penalty. But if the referee did not have a proper view, yes, I'm 80% sure that some referee will still award this penalty for this kind of incident.
Okay, some referee will still actually award as a penalty for this kind of incident. We will still be looking at this particular story between Enyimba and Enugu Rangers. But if you look at Enyimba now, let's look at what they did after that incident, walking off the pitch and what have you, and they did not return. And already that is another heavy, that is another grievous action from Enyimba International of Aba.
Yes.
Like I said, walking off the pitch wasn't like you made mention, wasn't the best way of at least airing their grievances. Now, for Enyimba,
yes.
second on the Nigerian Premier Football League table, close to, and they wanted to use this game at least, maybe top the table or what have you in that particular this thing. Now, moving forward, for Enugu Rangers, do you think after this incident, despite whatever, because the MPFL has to come out with with their own findings and come out with a resolution on this. But for Enugu Rangers, let's look at the Enugu Rangers quickly. Do you think they can win the league this season under a new coach?
Well, they have the ability to do so, because if you look at their performance and you look at where they were on the table, you can tell that if they can keep their own form, they can keep it intact, definitely they can end up winning the NFL.
Okay, they can end up winning the Nigerian Premier Football League under their new coach. Yes. They have 61 points. Enyimba have 59 points. Remo Stars 59 points. Remo Stars lost. Shooting Stars of Ibadan 56 points, and we have Rivers United on the 8th position with 50 points. All right, let's leave the Nigerian Premier Football League and go straight to France. Let's look at this particular story from France. That is the French Open, where one man, fantastic young player who has come to stay in this sport, that is tennis sport, and particularly I'm happy that we've seen those who would take over from the likes of Rafael Nadal, Roger Federer, who has retired, and now we're having the young guns doing so well. And for the French Open final, Alcaraz beat Zverev to grab his first French Open title in a 5-set thriller. It was quite an intense game between these two players. But for Alcaraz, I think he's a young. Let me say he is young, and at least that came into play against Zverev in the final. Jamie, are you there?
Yes, I'm with you. I can hear you too.
What's your take about Alcaraz winning the French Open? That's his first French Open title.
Well, I think, as Ella said, he is ranked now as number one, and with his age, I think there is a lot of things that he has to offer and he has to show the world. And I think this is going to be nothing but a stepping stone for him. So congratulations to him, and I think he can fill the void of Rafael Nadal, even go beyond. So I wish him all the best in his future.
Okay, you wish him all the best as he moves forward. This is his first French Open title, and he cherished that so much, as you can see on the screen. For Zverev, for Alcaraz, I beg your pardon. Congratulations to Alcaraz, who beat Alexander Zverev in that final to lift the title. And for the women's version, that's the women's version, we have Iga Swiatek winning it for the women. Good one, and congratulations to both players for winning the French Open title. All right, let's leave that and go straight to the Super Eagles story. Let's talk about the big one. It was not the kind of result that is there for the FIFA 2026 World Cup qualifier. First leg against the Bafana of South Africa at the Godswill Akpabio International Stadium in Uyo. The story now is Super Eagles are ready for Benin Republic test, according to Finidi George. Now, Jamil, if we go back to what we saw right there on Friday at the Godswill Akpabio International Stadium in Uyo, I think most persons were disappointed with that result against South Africa.
Definitely. Personally, that match is a much needed match for us to win. And in terms of the performance, I'm convinced about the performance because I love what I saw, although there is a mixed feelings between Nigerians about the choice of selection from the coach, from the head coach. But notwithstanding, the positivity that I can take from the match is about the style of play. And I think there is still more, to see from the newly appointed coach. But I'm personally disappointed as well, and so as well many Nigerians as well are disappointed because that should be a much needed point for us. We should have defeated South Africa. Already we know that South Africa are technically sound with their approach. So this, playing at our own ground should be, we have the fans behind us. This should be a super advantage for us. I'm very, very disappointed about the match. But notwithstanding, if they can keep their heads up, I think we still have the opportunity, to go to the 2026 World Cup.
Okay, let's still talk about that game. Where did you think Coach Finidi George got it wrong against South Africa on that night?
Well, in my own opinion, no disrespect to every selection, every choice of selection from the coach, but as far as many Nigerians is concerned, we believe that the contribution that Terry Murphy has done as far as French league is concerned, Murphy, even in the absence of Victor Osimhen, Murphy or Victor Boniface technically has to start that kind of match. What Victor Boniface or Murphy is going to bring to the team is quite different from what Paul Onacho is going to bring to the team. No disrespect, as I've said earlier, but I believe if Murphy, either Murphy or Victor Boniface have started that match, that should definitely be a win for us.
Okay, do you think that the defensive lineup, was it okay for you? The defensive lineup where we have Shemi Ajayi and Kelvin Bassing playing the back lines 5 and 6.
As far as I'm concerned, the defense is kind of cool to me, and I don't think there is much worried about that defense line, because in my own opinion, I believe the philosophy about the football is that if you have your midfielders and you have your forwards playing very well, there is a limit to how the pressure will be on the defense line. So the defense setup is okay to me. The only area where I think we needed to do better and more is the striking role in the absence of Victor Osimhen.
Okay, it's in the striking department where he has to do more. Now, against Benin Republic today, what are your expectations? You need the judge. I stick with that lineup in Uyo.
Well, honestly speaking, I think today is going to be a win for Nigeria. I'm optimistic about that. No disrespect to Benin Republic, they're also a good opponent, but I think with a lot of positivity that I take from that match against South Africa, and we all know that we need nothing but a win against this match. And I believe as a Nigerian, and I believe in our players, I believe they can do it, and I believe they will do it for us against Benin Republic today by winning that 3 points.
Okay, by getting the 3 points in that qualifiers against the Cheetahs of Benin Republic. As we can see on the screen, that is the table, how Group C looks like. We have Lesotho topping the table with 5 points. Rwanda is second with 4 points. Benin Republic also have 4 points. And we have South Africa having 4 points with -1 on the 4th position. And Nigeria is 5th with 3 points. And then Zimbabwe is 6th at the bottom of the table with 2 points, and we have 5 matches to go. That is 15 points. So we have to do something to get out of this situation. 3 games, 3 draws. Right now for the Super Eagles of Nigeria, draw against Lesotho, we drew against Zimbabwe, and now we will be playing Benin Republic today under former Super Eagles coach Genetra. Let's before we will go over to the next story is still about the 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifiers. Coach Genetra was our own former Super Eagles coach. Don't you think this is going to speak against the team? As you can see, Genetra's Benin Republic intensify preparation ahead of Super Eagles clash.
Well, like I said, the Super Eagles as well, I think they should have prepared for this kind of test. It's a huge test for us because we know how good Genetra and also be as well. And even the Benin Republic, their style of play, they are so composed. And so this is I know it's a big challenge, and this is why I said the Super Eagles as well, and as well as Lady George should. And I think they are ready maximum, to go head to head with the Benin Republic. And I don't think they are going to lose to Genetra. They lose his ability as well, and it's a former coach. This kind of is what's going to be very, very okay and good for Nigeria. If we can go there to get the maximum point that is needed, the judge and the players, they are ready for this challenge.
Okay, let me take you on this. What do you think the scoreline will look like? Your prediction of the scoreline?
Well, I think the match might end 1-2 in favor of Nigeria.
Okay, 1-2 in favor of Nigeria. Let's see how that game will pan out. That game is beat for 5 p.m. 5 p.m. right there at the in Cote d'Ivoire, because that is where Benin Republic is using as their home ground for the World Cup qualifiers. All right, let's leave Super Eagles, Genetra, Finidi George, and go straight to New York. Let's quickly look at this particular stories on athletics, where the good news is that I love it when Nigerian athletes do so well outside the shores of this country. And for Favour Philly, she has already qualified for the 200-meter event of the Paris Olympic 2024 Paris Olympic Games. But right there in New York, Favour Philly wins New York Grand Prix women's 100-meter, beat the likes of Thompson Hera and co with a time of 11.18 seconds. Good one for Favour Philly, who is good in 200 meters, and she's also trying to see her best when it comes to 100 meters race for the women. For Favour Philly, congratulations to her. Jamil, Favour Philly, fantastic lady. Ever since she came on board, she was discovered from the African Youth Games, from there to the World Youth Games, and now she's doing so well in the world stage. We know how to do well in 200 meters, but now she's also trying out the 100 meters race for women. Okay, all right, Jamil, we've lost Jamil there. Definitely, if we get him back, he's going to be joining us on the show. And for Favour Philly, like I said, she has qualified for the 200 meters event of the Paris 2024 Olympic Games, and she's also trying out 100 meter, winning that race, beating world champion, Olympic champion, that is Thompson Hera in that race, winning that race in a time of 11.18 seconds at the New York Grand Prix in the United States of America. Favour Philly, a fantastic young enterprising athlete for Nigeria, and like I made mention from the onset, the good thing is that athletes are doing so well, and she was there also to power the 4x100 meter relay team of the women to the Paris Olympic Games during the Bahamas relays, and she's doing so well. All right, we have Jamil back. Jamil, I was talking about Favour Philly winning the New York Grand Prix 100 meters, beating a world champion was in that race, that is Thompson Hera. She won that race in a time of 11.18 seconds.
Well, it's a great achievement, and this is what we like to see, and this is what we want as a nation. All we can only wish is that we wish her all the best, and come on, keep doing us proud. Favour Philly, congratulations.
Yes, keep doing us proud, Favour Philly. Congratulations to her and her team for doing so well at the New York Grand Prix. All right, let's leave athletic story and look at some transfers this morning on the show. Let's look at this one. It concerns our own Super Eagles player, where PSG to move for Victor Osimhen as Mbappe replacement. Ever since that Mbappe was touted to leave PSG, Victor Osimhen has always been on the wish list of PSG as a replacement for Kylian Mbappe. He's not new to the French Ligue 1. He played there previously before leaving for Italy, the Italian Serie A. But going back, do you see the possibility, Jamil, do you see the possibility of Victor Osimhen going back to playing the French Ligue 1 and this time around playing for PSG as a replacement for Kylian Mbappe, who is already a Madrid star?
Osimhen, there is high possibility that it might happen, because I think the Premier League team that shows interest in Victor Osimhen, Chelsea has backed out. I don't think Arsenal is so serious at the moment. Arsenal is focusing on Benjamin Sesko of RB Leipzig. And when you talk about Victor Osimhen, this is a player that I believe he has this passion to play as far as Saudi Pro League is concerned. He might have moved last season. So I think Paris Saint-Germain showing interest. It's very, very difficult for a player to say no to Paris Saint-Germain proposal. So, and with his contract at Napoli, coming to an end, I think Napoli are ready to sell Victor Osimhen, and I think there is a possibility that he's going to join Paris Saint-Germain. Though it depends on what Victor Osimhen wants for himself. Joining Paris Saint-Germain, well, it's still going to be a good move for him. Although personally, I might not, because I am a Chelsea fan, I might not like the fact that he's not going to join Chelsea. But joining Paris Saint-Germain, it's not going to be a bad move for Victor Osimhen. Talking about him replacing Kylian Mbappe, I don't think Victor Osimhen can replace Kylian Mbappe, because if you look at their style of play, it's quite different. Kylian Mbappe is an all-round player. Victor Osimhen is a striker, and I think his presence is needed as far as Paris Saint-Germain is concerned. Victor Osimhen is going to Paris Saint-Germain. That is eventually, if it ended up, playing for Paris Saint-Germain, he's definitely going to bench Gonzalo Ramos. He's definitely going to bench Kolo Muani, because he has done it when he was playing for Lille. So I don't think it's going to be so difficult for him to adapt with the style of play as far as French league is concerned. So Victor Osimhen to Paris Saint-Germain is possible. It's possible as far as it stands now.
Okay, it's possible as far it stands now. And for Victor Osimhen, like you made mention, if you are close to Victor Osimhen, would you advise him? Because when the Saudi people comes for you, it's not small money. You made mention of that from the onset. Last season, we know how the Saudi. But do you think Victor Osimhen should just close one eye and jump at that money that is coming from the Middle East?
Personally, in my own opinion, I don't think it's the best move for him in terms of his football career. In terms of the financial aspect, definitely everybody wants to go there, even if it's just play for 1-2 seasons, just go there, make your money, and come back. You can see Odion Ighalo has moved there, and ever since Odion Ighalo is not even looking at the side of playing in European or any other continent. So in my own opinion, my advice would have just been for Victor Osimhen to remain as far as European football is concerned. No disrespect, people are watching Saudi Pro League with the influence of Cristiano Ronaldo, but the rate at which people watch Saudi Pro League is quite different from how we watch the European league side. So in my own opinion, my best advice would have just been, if Arsenal is not showing interest in you, definitely just grab Paris Saint-Germain and let's keep watching you. Let's keep enjoying you as far as European football is concerned.
Okay, let's keep watching you as far as European football is concerned. We're almost out of time, but let's talk about your Chelsea now, where everything is in talks to sign Albanian striker Mday Broja from Chelsea in a 30 million deal. This is a striker that has not been able to hold his own in the color of the Blues. Do you think he should move to Everton and find playing time quickly?
Well, it's a good business for him, and if I am Mday Broja, I don't think he should even think twice about this offer. He should just grab it and go, because I think in the January transfer he moved from Chelsea to Fulham, and ever since he have moved from Chelsea to Fulham, the second striker of Fulham there happens to be Muniz. He has updated. His match, he has been showing a lot of positivity. That is why it was difficult for Marco Silva to bench Mday Broja for Muniz. So this is a good offer for Mday Broja. He should just grab it and move to Everton. We never can tell. We saw him when he was being loaned out to Southampton. He tried, and he was, in fact, his loan move to Southampton worked for him. That is why Chelsea think he can be the main striker. So with Everton coming in now, I think he should not be thinking twice. He should just grab that offer and move to Everton. He can do well in Everton, because I know his ability and I know what he's capable of doing.
Okay, you grab that opportunity and go straight to Everton. All right, that is where we'll be leaving it on the show this morning. Thank you, Jamiu Oluwasola Jamiu, for joining on the show this morning. You did a wonderful job on the show with all of the topics that was discussed.
Pleasure is mine. Thank you for having me as well. Thank you so much.
All right, that is it on the program. I am Emmanuel Fashimi saying thanks for watching.